Hello. So, I'm going to make a video. Sorry the lighting is dim. It's the time of day. I want to make a video and just actually talk about how I'm feeling. I have been, in the beginning, I was just getting by. I was just getting through everything. I was processing it. But I underestimated internally how ready I had been for how long to finally stop being hurt, and once pain wasn't a part of my everyday expected and known, and it's not really emotions, but I was expecting to be in miserable pain every single day. And that sucks, because it was true, and I would be hurt every single day. You know, if there was a good day, let's say, here and there, I was sore from the day before. And it was awful. And now I don't have that, and that's been amazing. But I think I was unaware of how the literal only reason I was staying was because I was terrified for my children's safety, my family's safety, and lastly, I really did believe he would kill me. And I'm still not sure he won't. But I had zero connection or feeling left in any regard for him as a person. And that was the best thing in the world once we, once we no longer were in each other's lives, at least not on this kind of basis. I'm sure legally, of course, I've got stuff coming up, and that's scary, but I feel like a weight has been lifted, especially with things like I had been working with animals, and I had my own business for years, and wanting to do that and having somebody try to uproot it, but then also disrespect it crushed me, because he would sit there and lie, because that's all he ever did is lie, but he would also sit there and belittle what I did. If I spent 2 days in a row going place to place to place, studying and asking questions and literally researching the hell out of a certain animal before setting up an enclosure, let's say, for it, he would turn around and tell my family, oh, well, she didn't do anything, she wasn't doing anything, she was just slacking off, she wasn't studying, she wasn't trying to do anything for her business, when that's all I was doing. And it broke my heart, because I was trying so hard and being faulted as a human being and as a mother and as a business owner, and it was just awful in every aspect. He would lie about me and about his life and about everything, but he would just belittle everything I did. I could, let's say I stripped clean all of the tanks and put new bedding in. He would just say, oh, well, she was just cleaning. It shouldn't have taken that long. It was a real little thing, and I literally was only staying because of the fear. And that's why I got a safety plan together, and that's why I'm where I am today. But I have not once missed anything at all. Not one aspect. There's not an area where I'm like looking back and thinking, oh, that was a fond memory. Nothing. I wanted to help him, but what I wanted to help was probably all lies too. It wasn't true. It wasn't who he really was. And none of that stayed, and it's gone. And it's amazing, because I now have true good friends in my life. I did have friends, but they were pushed away, obviously. And I'm able to really weed through people, and some of my friends are irreplaceable. Like, I had friends that have lasted a lifetime, but I have a friend who came in my life like the last year of my life, which has been really a pivotal time, and her name is Lindsay. Hi Lindsay, if you're watching. And she is the best friend in the whole world. Like, she has changed my life for the better. I am so blessed to have her. I'm so excited about the foal coming this year. My animals are doing great. Monitor lizards are literally my world, and just getting to flourish with them has been a blessing that I'm so thankful for. And then I love the technicalities with the ball pythons. I love seeing which morphs make what and what they look look like, and I love seeing like that visual acknowledgement, basically, or recognition of what I'm working hard for, and I love that. And then just taking in rescues. We have some that, permanent residents that won't be leaving, that I never would have thought I'd end up having in my life to keep, and they're awesome. And I love them, like a dart frog. He's awesome. I also have some that I rehomed and adopted out, and I love seeing that. I love seeing other people get what they need from animals that have helped me so much. It's such a rewarding job, and to get recognition and to have my family actually see how hard I'm working and trying, it means the world. And their support has been everything. And the fact that literally the day after everything happened, the day after everything happened, and I went and filed the restraining order, and the police did their statements and all, and it was like the first day I was able to be a human being at home and calm down. That is the day that my youngest of 2 kids started walking. It's like she knew she was safe. She knew that someone was there to catch her and no one was there to push her down. And that was awesome. And truly, it has been such a blessing to be me again. And it's really wonderful. And I am so close with my family. I had no idea that the stuff he was telling them about me, and he would leave out anything that he was doing, of course, but he was sitting there and just shit-talking me to them, and he would call me a bad mom and a bad person, and then it was just awful. And it's like I was either lazy or I was not being home around the kids enough, because I would go to work, and then if I did work, it was I'm not spending enough time with the family. I'm a terrible mother, and it was always he was just degrading me constantly, from my appearance to everything about me. And I'm still going to speech therapy. I'm still going to have a surgery coming up on the 20th. I still have so many things that need to be fixed because of him, but I'm so blessed to be me and be comfortable being me now, and it's just the best feeling in the whole world. And my business is doing amazing, and it gives me such joy and such love and such passion, and the girls love the animals, and they are with me, and I get to be around them all day, and I love that. And they're so smart. We're working on homeschooling with Riley especially, and she's just way ahead of the curve. And Riley's my oldest daughter. This is your first time tuning in here. I'm sure this is a whirlwind, so I apologize. But it's amazing how beautiful life is. I've always had the thought that, I love animals, so I love to live for my animals, and I live for my daughters, but not for myself. And now I actually love being alive. And despite still having a lot of pain and a lot of injuries that are still being worked on, and things that will never fully heal from what happened, I am enjoying life, and I'm glad to be alive, and I'm just sober and happy and wonderful, and I really appreciate you guys too, because having an outlet to talk and be honest and put down what I feel means the world. And I appreciate you guys for that, because I've always been that person who likes to be just transparent. I like to be blunt. I like to be 100% with what I'm doing, because I don't believe in making things up or lying. It disgusts me because of how I've been treated. And I really want to use this platform to help people to get the strength to stand up for themselves and their kids if they have them, their families, and just embrace who they are, the way they are. Don't be disappointed or ashamed in yourself. You need to love you for you, the good things. And if there are bad things, you need to be able to say that. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, I know one of at the end was Was I necessarily the most trusting person? Of course not, but he gave me a reason not to trust him. Or at the end of that situation with Christian, was I paranoid and micromanaging? Yeah, I was, because every moment mattered and meant something, because by analyzing that, I would know when I'm going to get hit next or not, what's going to happen. It was all to try to keep the kids safe and me safe. And if sometimes I had to walk away longer, everything I did was because of the abuse. And now I'm myself again, because it turns you into a person you're not, because you're defensive and you're afraid, and you're not going to be the most laid-back, kind, sweet person in the world. You're going to be a very uptight and scared person, scared of everything. And when you have no control over anything, you want to control every little thing, from like memories and stuff like that. You just hang on to that so much when you have no control of the present, and it just becomes a mess. And now I don't have to worry about any of that. Now I'm myself, and I'm happy being myself. And I owe all of that to, well, I owe it to a bunch of people and a bunch of situations, but I owe a lot of that to you guys for giving me a place to talk now that I'm free. And it really means a lot to me. So thank you guys. I am so happy with where my life is going, and my horses are doing great, and my kids are just the most bright, beautiful little girls in the world. And I'm me, and I'm 100% honestly myself. And I know what I went through was absolutely horrible, and it made me not like myself. And now I can like myself again, and I can feel happy again, and that's the best feeling in the whole world. So I love you guys. It does get better, even while stuff is still going on, even with court coming up, and even with surgeries coming up. I still love life and love living, and I'm happy. And it's amazing to be able to say that. And I definitely want to give you guys at least my story, how I got here from there, just so you guys can actually, I don't know, you can either just share my story and it gives me somewhere to vent and I love it, but maybe it could help some of you too. Maybe you won't feel so alone, because I felt very alone, and you guys have helped me not feel that way. I love you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.